Hi, I'm Mary Alice Lawson,
My name is Julie Bougeot.
And I'm Sarah Spears.
and we're pediatric occupational therapists with a specialty certification in feeding, eating, and swallowing. We worked in early intervention schools and in outpatient pediatric clinics for our long careers. We each have a specialty interest in pediatric feeding problems and are treating more and more children with feeding disorders than ever before.
We handed out 3 quotes to members of the board, and they're quotes of parents with feeding problems. Would you mind reading them aloud? Thank you, ma'am. Would the next board member please read theirs? Thank you. And the final quote? Thank you. As an occupational therapist and as a mother of a child with food selectivity and aversive feeding behaviors, I understand the stress and concerns of families of children with feeding problems. I have met countless other friends, family members, and other parents who struggle for answers and they want help and guidance and support. There's a significant need in our community for a comprehensive feeding program to address the medical, sensory, and behavioral components that contribute to feeding disorders.
We're here to share our plans with you, the Board of Directors of Kosare Children's Hospital, for the Kosare Comprehensive Care Clinic for Feeding Disorders, located at Kosare Children's Medical Center, Brownsboro. We're unique because we provide treatment, extensive caregiver training, follow-up, and perform research to expand the knowledge base in the field of treatment. In addition, we simplify the process for caregivers by setting up appointments and procedures with needed medical professionals from our end.
Established within the walls of a widely recognized and respected pediatric hospital, the clinic will provide a family-focused, multidisciplinary approach to the evaluation and treatment of feeding disorders in children. As consumers of research and practitioners of evidence-based practice, we are committed to performing and publishing research on the care and treatment of children with feeding disorders that can be quickly transferred to clinical care to ensure that the best and most effective treatments are being used in our program and in other programs in the country.
So let's talk statistics. Statistics show that 25 to 35% of all children have feeding difficulties. This number increases up to 75% in children with autism and up to 80% with children with developmental disabilities. Up to 10% of these children develop severe feeding problems. A failure to eat adequately can result in a failure to gain weight or an actual weight loss for a developing child. In addition, other symptoms of a feeding disorder in children include constipation, vomiting, excessive crying, irritability, and apathy.
Children who do not consume enough calories for healthy growth or who exclude entire food groups from their diets are at greater risk for nutritional deficiencies such as anemia. Over time, feeding disorders can have serious consequences, including a failure to thrive, developmental delays, behavioral problems, stress on family members, and a strain on family relationships.
The Kosare Norton affiliated organization does not currently offer services specific to feeding problems. We are forced to recommend families to the feeding clinic at Southern Indiana Rehab in Bridgepoint in New Albany or to Weiskopf Evaluation Center in downtown Louisville. We have a large client base already built in through the Kosare Children's Hospital and the Norton NICU and Labor and Delivery, which is on Dutchman's Lane, as well as 13 private practices, pediatric private practices throughout Louisville and surrounding areas. To start off, our staff would include 2 occupational therapists, 2 speech and language pathologists, a behavioral therapist, and a nutritionist who focus specifically on feeding problems in children.
There are 4 components to our program: evaluation, treatment, training, and follow-up. Evaluation will include parent interview, observation, a snack or meal, and a hands-on assessment. Once the evaluation is completed, some children are recommended for additional medical testing for more intensive services, such as a day treatment program or inpatient program. In the future, we would like to expand services to include these more intensive programs.
Based on the evaluation, individualized treatment plans are created for each child. Our treatment plans are based on data we collect, scientific principles of behavior, team and caregiver input, and existing treatments for food refusal. A designated pediatric gastroenterologist in Kosare Hospital, downtown Louisville, will manage physical symptoms. An occupational or speech therapist will act as the primary feeding therapist to monitor the child's ability to swallow safely and improve oral motor skills. The behavioral therapist will focus on reducing food refusal behavior and improving feeding acceptance. A nutritionist will monitor the child's weight, nutritional adequacy, and tube feedings.
Caregiver training is the next step in the process. Once an appropriate treatment has been developed and the child can eat regularly, we begin training parents and caregivers to implement the treatment. The caregivers will practice implementing the treatment under supervision from the therapist in a variety of settings, including the home and school. This will help ensure that long-term gains are achieved.
Following discharge, follow-up visits are scheduled at 6 weeks, 3 months, and 6 months. The therapists are available by phone and email if caregivers require any assistance. And for out-of-town clients, telehealth services are available.
Not only will our clinic provide a much-needed service to the community, but it is a potentially very lucrative opportunity for the Norton Kosare organization. Based on our fiscal estimates, we will pay our startup costs back and begin turning a profit within 7 months. We expect an average net profit margin of 25.6%.
Although this is a fantastic business opportunity for your organization, our main goal is to improve the quality of life for the children we serve as well as their families. We hope to reduce caregiver stress and make mealtime an enjoyable experience for the whole family. Thank you so much for your time. Do you have any questions?